Hi everyone, and welcome to day 25 of our 30 days to the roots of yoga. So for today's short class, I'm going to be taking you through a chakra lesson and what chakras mean according to traditional yoga, their true purpose and also their uses. And although this isn't a beginner practice, because chakras are so widely spoken of in modern day, I thought it would be really useful for you to know them in their most traditional and authentic form. So the term chakra translates to wheel. And in yogic tradition, our chakras sit along Sushumna Nadi, or our central energy channel in our subtle bodies. You can think of chakras as little wheels or vortexes, spinning round, generating prana and distributing prana to different areas of our subtle body, and helping prana to flow freely throughout our bodies as well. Now, in most of us, our chakras don't flow freely and are usually blocked or filled with rubbish. So the purpose of yogic practices is to help us to unblock these chakras so that prana can flow freely through the body. Chakras can help us with different aspects of our spiritual, mental and emotional well-being too. So you can think of them as little hubs that lie dormant until they're turned on and help us to regulate different emotions and behaviors within ourselves. There are 7 different chakras, and each chakra is associated with a different color and also associated with a yantra or a sacred geometrical image that relates to a deity. The 7 chakras that you can find in the subtle body are Muladhara chakra, which sits right at the base of our spine and governs our grounding and stability. And then we have Svadhisthana chakra, which sits just below the navel and governs our creativity. Manipura chakra sits at the navel and governs our confidence, and Anahata chakra sits at our heart center, governing love, compassion and devotion. We then have Vishuddha chakra at our throat, which governs our speech and communication. And then at the space between our brows, we have Ajna chakra, which you might know as the third eye chakra, which is in charge of our clarity and our intuition. And lastly, we have Sahasrara chakra, which sits at the crown of our head, symbolizing connection. And there are many, many different ways that we can work with these chakras. However, yogic practices should always be done with caution and always be practiced with an experienced teacher, guide, or mentor. As for most of us, these energy centers are usually blocked, so we're not used to living in alignment with them, if that makes sense. And opening them up all at once can cause disturbances in our minds and our bodies. So for tomorrow's class, I'm going to be taking you through a short asana practice, which will help you to correlate different asanas with each chakra. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow.